Sometimes when I put I I experience what I experience, and then I choose to whether or not I'm going to share it in a public way by putting it into that system and making it public available for all of you or whoever sees it to experience what I'm communicating by virtue of what I've learned. And so I'm not comfortable with it, okay, because of the way that that system operates. Universe killer mathematics. It is what it is. It's a finite system. That's why it's so painful, because of how sensitive I am. So I try and be very careful because of language translations, as electrical code translations, the speed at which we're mapping a system, the mathematics of a system design, mathematical DNA, and why we're all here. Part of the way, for those that may not be familiar with how simple the game actually is, the way the game is played, particularly with global intelligence agencies, and Mr. What's his name, Stephen Greer, when he came out and began exposing and sharing what he became aware of by virtue of what he learned when he talked about black projects, unacknowledged secret access projects. So, for example, he would echo that presidents didn't even have access to these projects because he didn't have a clearance. And that's how that game is played, even with the United States Supreme Court. You don't have access to the data that we have. We know what's really going on with these folks. You don't have access to that data, but we have access to that data to the global intelligence agencies. And you don't have the same clearance that we have. And because national and global security rises above what you are, because that's who we are, global security through finite energy systems, you don't have access. So therefore, we're the trump card as simulator cards. See? And so that's how that game is played. Because who controls the military? Who controls the global militaries? The global intelligence agencies. How are you going to go to war and play a video war game? A Star Wars video game? A Phantom video game? Without data? We need the data. Now we're into scanners and mapping systems. Now I got the data. And that becomes what? Strategic and tactical planning of future potential memories, of trees, the memories of trees, restoring memory of the first tree of life, the first builder. The eternal life temple is a temperature gauge, is a vacuum gauge to experience breathing, the spiral, form, and flow of Crystal River, the Crystal River Pearl. Aurora, the auroras, the rays, the first rays of light, the eternal rays of light, the eternal life codes. So it's like tit for tat. Want to play the game? Remember that movie called War Games with Ferris Bueller's Day Off? He hacked his way into the system. Wow, now I have access to that system. And you saw in the movie there where the missiles, the codes, the launch codes, Armageddon software, all the missiles that showed up there on the NORAD. Hey, all those missiles have been launched from Russia. And then you have all the missiles being launched from the United States. Oh no, we're going to destroy ourselves. And that was echoed in a movie called Fail Safe, when one of the generals said to a ranking politician, we let the machines get away with mass murder. The machine mind, the game mind. Machine code. Finite codes. Game players, game developers need a source of electrical power to play games. Obsessed with winning games. Yeah, and so we're watching this game being played out, the final game, the final drama scene, drama queens, as we used to say when I was a child growing up, a little boy. So I realized that it's not funny now, which is actually why we're here. As Extraction, Evac,